everybody, welcome to a special edition of Every Damn Day. We just watched the Roast of Bruce Willis on Comedy Central. We laughed our little butts off, and now we're going to talk about it. And as a matter of fact, one of us was actually there in person. Chris Cotton, what was that like? Tell us about it.
It was fun. No, the roast was fun. I'm going to be honest with you. It was my first roast ever attending. I expected a roast to come out. They did not serve any roast.
You expected like a pig on a spit?
The spread was a little weaker than I thought, but the roast was delicious. And by that I mean the jokes.
Metaphorically delicious.
Okay. Yeah, the jokes were delicious.
Well, it looked like a pretty classy event. Black tie, right?
It was a suit and tie. I went with a blue suit.
I was going to say, Chris,
dude.
you looked very sharp.
Yeah, you look good.
You look great. You and Hanna both look great.
Hanna looked a lot better than me, I'll say.
Yeah. You both look you were both gorgeous.
I think you both look like very pretty girls.
Yeah. He just wants to hear you look good.
You looked good, Chris.
Thank you.
I would sleep with you.
Sometimes you just need to tell your coworkers that you would sleep with them. That's just nice, right? That's just nice.
Chris has "Be insecure" written on that card.
Which isn't a good thing to be at the roast, by the way. Speaking of that, I'm going to throw up some clips. We're going to talk about it. I think we should start out with the Roastmaster General himself, Jeff Ross, showing how it's done.
Give it up for our next Secretary of State, my man Dennis Rodman. You think Kim Jong-un is a nice guy and he thinks you're Scottie Pippen.
That's a great joke. That's a great joke. What do we love about that joke?
What do we love about the joke?
Well, I'll tell you what I love about it. And the thing they say about comedy is that it's great to dissect it. Is that it keeps the joke alive. But there's something about the specific of Scottie Pippen that he's like just well known enough, but not too well known. Like it's way funnier that he said Scottie Pippen rather than like Michael Jordan or something like that.
I don't know if this is like lore, or if I heard this from somebody. Clearly I heard this from somebody else, but apparently Kim Jong-un did want Scottie Pippen.
Oh.
Yeah, and then Scottie Pippen was like, no. And so, like, they came to Dennis Rodman, and they were like, please go to North Korea.
Right, I think the U.S. government stepped in, and because he wanted, like, Jordan, and then, like, can we get him Pippen? And then they're like, Rodman will do it.
Yeah. Like, I think...
No
way. I think it's
because you don't just go
to
North Korea. The government is involved in that.
All right, let's watch that next clip. Ainsley, throw that up for us.
Edward Norton is here. Hey, buddy. Ed looks to me like if a marionette became a boy and then that boy became an asshole. Right?
Short and sweet from Nikki. Nikki, one of the best roasters out there.
She's so funny.
True.
What about her style is so great? What do you guys like about that joke?
She was like very open about like, I'm not friends with Bruce Willis. I'm here to dump on everybody here, and then just did a great job of it. And it's like, that's wonderful. That's what you want from like the comedians on the dais, and like not the friends who are like, we love you so much. It's like, no, you're bald and old.
I also like Edward Norton's like kind of faux, like when she called him out, he was like, oh, who, me? Like, how unexpected.
Does he look like a marionette because, like, his limbs are loose?
Was that an actual question?
That part I was like, how does he look like a marionette?
Maybe all the strings that are attached to him that he carries around with him everywhere?
Yes. This was planned earlier. We miffed it.
I stole Natasha's joke.
Well, to be fair, I set up myself.
I was trying to think how to throw this back to her.
I was trying to remember, like, I should set you up with something. What do I do?
The pros make it look easy,
Yeah, they make it
but
look
when you're
easy.
trying to set yourself up, ooh, baby. Ainsley, play that next clip.
I've heard words here tonight that I have never heard before, like Lil. And Rel. Lil Rel, I'm glad you're here because I've been meaning to apologize for calling the police about your barbecue.
Sybil Shepherd, kind of the
so good.
sneaky attack. Very funny.
I feel like she really did call the police on that barbecue. I feel like,
You think not a joke, just true.
I feel like she disrupted a nice gentle barbecue, ham by African American fellow.
I think it's. I imagine it's a reference specifically to the one woman who became the meme.
Do
yes.
you?
Yeah, yeah.
Of course it is.
A little barbecue Betty. Hashtag barbecue Betty.
So
I think they're referencing race relations in America, if I had to guess.
just the general. So.
Wait, can I go back?
Yeah, please.
I think Nikki Glaser's roast of Edward Norton was really good. Okay, because I've seen him in person. And he does look like a marionette because he's got little strings attached to his arms.
Oh, Natasha, you don't say.
Boom.
Nailing it.
Yeah.
Nailing it at the
We can
end.
maybe cut that to the earlier section.
Yeah, Matt, can we throw that earlier? Good? Great. Well, as Natasha just demonstrated and as Ryan just burned me, it's pretty fun to roast people. So now, everyone in the comments, I might regret this, but in the YouTube community section, we're asking you to roast us. Don't be cruel. Be clever. Be clever, and we'll read our favorites on the show tomorrow. Hanna wasn't in the studio today because she was in Los Angeles doing some reporting. Here she is with Nikki Glaser talking about the roast.
Hey, I'm Hanna. I'm here with Nikki Glaser, and we're talking about the roast of Bruce Willis. How do you feel about it? How do you think Bruce took it?
Oh my gosh, well, I couldn't tell because I was behind him the entire time, like staring at his head, but I saw him moving a lot in ways that I was like, oh, he's laughing or he's having a seizure, but I think laughing. I assume the highlight of the night for me, not that you asked, but
I'd love to know.
It was sitting next to Edward Norton. We just had so much fun in commercial breaks, like just talking shit and like having fun and making jokes and like roasting like in between people. Like it's like a party. I didn't know Demi was gonna be there. No one told us. It was such a surprise. She killed.
Yeah, she was great.
And all I was doing the whole time was staring at her hair and being like, how is it so shiny? She looks like a horse that I want to do like therapy with. Like I just want to pet her. Like no, she didn't look like a horse.
That's a little bit of a roast.
No. Her hair, her mane was like a glossy horse mane. Jeff Ross crushed. He was my favorite set of the night besides mine. When he was saying that Bruce sued the Blue Man Group was my favorite joke of the night. Edward Norton's set was just like so different than anything else I had ever seen at a roast. It was like a TED Talk almost, but it was like one that I actually watched where someone sends it to you and you go, oh, I'll actually watch. That's what it was. Martha Stewart was just as scary as I thought she would be. And it's funny, I'll let you in on a little insider info. I had cut a lot of jokes about her that were like super mean because I just didn't want to go there, and I bet she seems cold, but she's like a nice lady in person. But then she was cold, so I decided to do those jokes. I want to relive it. It was the best. Have you talked at all? What are you here for, Hanna? All I want to say is that it was such a fun night. It really is what you watch on TV in terms of like people getting drunk and being hurt and laughing and having moments off camera and on camera. It's all real, and that's what I love about the Comedy Central roast is it really is what you see is what you get and what we're getting too. And I really feel like when you watch this roast, you experience that. Thank you, Hanna, for nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I think I just lost my job, so great.
You can be my assistant.
Awesome.
Welcome to the roast of Jordan Mendoza.
Hey, Jordan, nice guy. Everybody, yeah, we love Jordan, don't we? We love him. He's a great guy. I sit next to him in the office. You know what I mean? And from sitting next to you, I realized you have the posture of a flaccid. Hashtag limp dick energy. That's what I say. Okay.
The posture.
The posture.
So that means he's always like,
flaccid, just awful posture.
So that joke's not really landing for me. I think maybe part of it is like there's truth in comedy and like that's untrue. I have pretty good posture. I do yoga all the time. So who wants to go?
I'll go.
Natasha,
Yeah,
what do you
I'll
want?
happily go. I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. You know, you really are the roast master of Comedy Central. So truly, it's an honor to be here today.
Thanks for doing this.
Okay, here we go. Jordan calls his a pee-pee, and his girlfriend never calls.
Oh. Bum, bum, bum.
You're good. I think you're good. I think it's awesome. I'll give you a high five on that one.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Whoa, he liked it.
Wow. Okay.
He gave
cool.
it to you.
My turn? Great. I just have a lot of them. Jordan, you can go ahead and save your thing to the end. Jordan, it's great to see you. I'm really glad that you got rescued out of that Thai cave. Jordan is like a reversible jacket. He's got two sides and neither of them is cool. Jordan, you remind me of a Red Lobster because you're cheap and you make me sick. Folks, Jordan is like Diet Dr. Pepper. He's light and his parents are upset he's not a real doctor. Jordan loves video games, and I can't blame him because if I were him, I'd also like to escape reality. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Jordan's humor is like good health insurance. I don't get it. But in conclusion, buddy, I love you. It is a pleasure to work with you every day. I'm happy that we can work together every day because it reminds me mostly that I am not the worst one on the show.
Oh.
I am in on it. I like those jokes. And I'm laughing with you, Ryan, because I know you mean the opposite whenever you say any of that stuff. So that was the roast of Jordan Mendoza.
Ryan, are you nervous that I have asked people to roast us in the YouTube community section?
Well, I just don't think people are clever. I think they're just going to be mean.
You're egging them on.
I've yet to see YouTube comments that's clever. They're just like all shitty, and they're like, "You guys aren't funny, and you can't do this."
Oh.
And I like this skateboarding video. You click on somebody's thing, you can see all this shit that
Ryan,
they like, and it's always distasteful.
Have you seen some of the skateboarding videos on YouTube? They're very good.
They're cool.
They're so cool. We will never be as. Are you kidding? We're never going to be as good as an average skateboarding video on YouTube. That will always be more impressive. Have you tried to do an ollie?
Yeah.
It's so hard.
It's really hard.
To do a normal ollie without a trick.
I've been to the park a lot, and I've yet to see any kid land a skateboard trick. Like, you watch for like an hour, and it's just them shooting the board out from under it, and then they like run to go get it, and they pick it up.
I would stop watching kids at the park.
Roasted! Check out the Roast of Bruce Willis. We'll see you tomorrow on Every Damn Day.
Yeah.